Welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach, and it is Monday, so it's meal prep day. I have breakfast, lunch, and a dessert for you. Healthy, high protein. Cannot wait for this week's recipes. So if you're excited, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. Turn your bell on because I upload a meal prep every Monday, and I actually upload 5 videos every single week. Down in the description box, I will have nutrition coaching. Highly recommend personalized macros and calories. That is what I followed to lose 140 pounds and since maintain that weight loss, as well as one-on-one coaching for questions, accountability, or to talk with me directly. Links, discounts to my favorite things, and come join our Facebook group. It's free, it's supportive, we would love to have you. So let's jump into this week's meal prep. For my breakfast this week, I'm making a breakfast protein biscuit. Now I do have to omit ground flaxseed. I swore I had some, but it must have been expired when we moved. I only have whole flaxseed, so I'm just going to omit it. I'm also omitting the red pepper chili flakes because I don't do spicy. So let me show you what is in the recipe. As always, the original recipe is on my website. So I have all-purpose flour, non-fat plain Greek yogurt, salt and pepper, fresh or frozen spinach, light shredded cheese, eggs, chives. You can do dried chives if you don't have fresh chives, diced up ham, baking powder, and garlic powder. So I went ahead and added 1 3/4 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt to a bowl, and then we're going to crack in 4 eggs. And then we're going to whisk or stir that all together until combined. So I've added 2½ cups of all-purpose flour to a bowl. I'm then going to add a tablespoon of baking powder, garlic powder, and salt. This is also where you would add red pepper chili flakes and your ground flaxseed. Then I'm going to just quickly mix this together and we'll add it into our Greek yogurt and egg mixture. Add that in and just kind of stir as we go. And then we're going to add in about 1.5 cups of spinach. It says chopped, but I usually will just tear it up and throw it in there. Again, we want about 1.5 cups. Then we're adding in 1/2 cup of diced up, chopped up chives. And then our 2 cups of diced up ham. Then we're going to stir this to combine. The recipe said you may need to go in with your hands to get everything combined and that dough formed. We want to scoop out 12 biscuits total onto our baking sheet. Just kind of form them into a circle. You can flour your hands or spray your hands with some nonstick cooking spray. The recipe calls for 12. I'm just going to see how many I end up getting, and obviously points and calories will be based on how many biscuits you get. So I just realized I never mixed the cheese in to the biscuit. So you actually want to do 3/4 cup of cheese mixed in your dough, which is what I forgot. And then we sprinkle the other 3/4 cup on top. So I'm just going to add the cheese to the top of the biscuits, but don't be like me and make sure that you mix your cheese in. So I ended up putting all 1 3/4 cups on top. That way we get nice cheesy topped biscuits. So these are going into a 400-degree oven for about 5 minutes. Then we're going to decrease the temp to 350 for an additional 20. Oh my goodness, these look incredible. I mean, cheesy biscuits, yes, with protein. Cannot wait to have these this week. I'll probably have these with eggs and some fruit to make a perfectly balanced breakfast, but I'll go ahead and put points, calories, macros here on the screen for you for 12 biscuits total. For part of my lunch this week, I'm going to pair this with some real good chicken nuggets. I am making creamy dill smashed potato salad. I've been craving potato salad. It's in the high 80s here, so it is summer, and this is going to be a perfect lunch. So let me show you what you'll need. You're going to need celery, Dijon mustard, light mayo, salt and pepper, oil. I have avocado oil, non-fat Greek yogurt, apple cider vinegar, dill. You can do dried or fresh, onion or shallot, cucumber, garlic powder, some type of creamy style of potato, and some green onion. I have 2 pounds of the potatoes coming to a boil. We're going to let them boil about 7 minutes until they're soft enough to put a fork into them. Then we're going to remove them and add them to a baking sheet to roast in the oven. So I just pulled the potatoes off of the stove boiling. We're going to place them on our cookie sheet, take a glass and smash them down. And you want to try to get them fairly smashed, fairly flat. And we're just going to repeat with all of our potatoes. Then we're going to drizzle our potatoes with a tablespoon of olive oil, salt and pepper, some garlic powder, and then we're going to roast these at 425 for about 30 minutes. So I have my 3/4 of a cup non-fat Greek yogurt, 4 tablespoons light mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons Dijon mustard in a big bowl. We're going to make the sauce while our potatoes are in the oven. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, the remaining garlic powder, salt and pepper, and dill. And then we're going to whisk this together. And again, this is the base, the sauce for our potato salad. I added they cooled for about 5 minutes, the smashed potatoes to the Greek yogurt mixture. We've got our onion or shallot, celery, cucumber. We're adding in all of that. Stir to combine. And lastly, I'm adding 1 chopped up green onion, and again, stirring to combine. So here is our dill smashed potato salad. This looks incredible. This is going to be perfect to pair with some protein for lunch this week. I'll go ahead and put serving size, points, calories, macros here on the screen for you. For a snack dessert this week, I'm making cranberry orange bliss balls. I love a little energy ball. It makes the perfect snack. So let me show you what you'll need. You're going to need maple syrup of your choice, vanilla protein powder. I have the Clean Simple Eats vanilla, Simply Vanilla. It is so good. I do have a discount code for Clean Simple Eats. I will link it. I'm using chia seeds in place of hemp seeds. Rolled oats, I'm doing pecans in place of almonds. So you can really make some modifications to make these perfect for you. I have some reduced sugar craisins. I'm using oat flour. The recipe calls for almond flour. Just make sure you use something that doesn't require baking because these are a no bake. Unsweetened coconut flakes, a fresh orange, and some cinnamon. I forgot you're going to need peanut butter, and I'm using the 100% peanut Crazy Richards. I told you guys wrong. You don't need flour at all in this recipe. I do not know what I was thinking. You need peanut butter. That was the swap. No flour, but some type of nut butter. So I did add 1/2 cup of my peanut butter to a bowl. I'm adding in 1/4 cup of my no sugar added maple syrup. Then a couple tablespoons of orange juice. I just squeezed this right out of that orange. I did zest it first because we do need some orange zest. And then I squeezed it with my little Pampered Chef citrus squeezer, and we're going to mix all of that together. And then we're adding in 1 cup of rolled oats, 1/2 cup chopped up nuts, 1/4 cup unsweetened coconut flakes, 1/4 cup hemp seeds or chia seeds, and 1/3 cup of reduced sugar cranberries. And then we're going to stir this together to fully combine. Cinnamon and orange zest, and then 1 more stir. Then we're going to roll these out. Our goal is about at least a dozen little energy bites. You want about 2 tablespoons of the oat mixture into each little energy bite. So here are our little energy bites. I tried just a little bit of the leftover mix that was in the bowl. Wasn't enough for a whole energy bite. So good. Tastes like cranberry orange muffin. I am so excited for these. I'm going to pop them in the fridge. That way they get a little more solid. Throw them in a Ziploc bag for the week. For joining me for this week's meal prep. I hope you enjoyed seeing breakfast, lunch, and a sweet treat. I can't wait to enjoy these all week. As always, the recipes are on my recipe website. That will be linked at the top of the description box with nutrition coaching, links and discounts to my favorite things, and come join our Facebook group. We would love to have you. Happy Monday, friends. Here's to a successful week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.